Worst move the Niners have made this go round. What's the worst move? If we're being hypercritical and just said, because I kind of like a lot of what they've done, to be honest. I'm not in the super critical mode right
For
now.
sure.
I would be if I really hated some of the moves. I don't really dislike. For me, it's Jimmy Ward. I just think
Yeah.
Jimmy Ward is a player you can't replicate. You can't replicate guys who play with that ferocity, that violence, and who are versatile like that.
Yeah.
So, to me, Jimmy Ward is the worst move for me. But I've heard Jesse, who I'm going to have on later tonight, Jesse Naylor, saying he thinks the Mosley move was the worst move. That Mosley was totally attainable. Do you have what you would consider a worst move thus far?
It's one of those two. They ended up getting way less than I thought. I thought Mosley was going to get 13 or 14 million dollars. I guess I was dreaming, and I thought Jimmy would get 10 or 11. And I mean, you make a good point for Jimmy. They could have given. I'm looking at him right now. He got a 2-year deal. His cap number is less than $5 million this year. They could have had him for Trent Williams' potential final season and worried about the cost next year. He's not expensive. Now, Emmanuel Mosley, I think 1 year, $6 million. That's more expensive, but that's what they paid for Mosley last year. Are they really expecting him to just have a massive fall off because of this ACL? Maybe. I mean, he tore his ACL, right? That's scary. Ward didn't. You could have had Ward for less than $5 million this year. That's a steal. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm with you on that. Jimmy Ward. Because who's your nickel now? Sam Womack?
He took out Pollard in that playoff game. That was probably the biggest play that any Niner made in the playoffs.
Also, they like Womack in coverage. He made some plays in the preseason, but I believe he got benched because he's a liability as a run defender, and a nickelback has to be pretty freaking good as a run defender because you're essentially playing in the run fits. You're a linebacker.
Yeah. You better like.
Yeah.
That's why K1 was so freaking good.
Yup, and Jimmy too.
Yeah, because these guys you got to stick your nose in there, and you can't think about it.